Si quieren hablarme en español, les puedo contestar en español. I do have a younger brother. He is 21 years old. His name is Dominic. We are 8 years apart, which is crazy. I feel like that's such a huge age gap. I feel like growing up, I was always shy. I didn't really talk to a lot of people, and I mean, I felt like I've always been friendly, but I've just always been very reserved, and I feel like as I get older, like I'm still pretty shy at times, but I feel like I make more of an effort to talk to people. As an adult, like I am more open, and I feel like I'm just more selective of who I allow in my life. You know, I'm in my late 20s. I've had my fair share of having friends, losing friends, being in relationships that weren't good for me, things like that. So that kind of just comes with time. My birthday is July 13th, 1994. I am a Cancer Zodiac sign. If you know anything about Cancers, we are very nurturing, loving, caring. We will literally do just about anything for you. We are also very emotional. At least I feel like I am very emotional. If you make us mad enough, we can like snap at you. But like I said, I feel like if you're super into zodiac signs, I feel like mine's super accurate. And I feel like that's why maybe I'm shy, because I feel like I'm maybe in my own little shell. There's our little animal symbol is a little crab. I literally have a crab tattoo in the back of my neck. And this year, I actually had a small birthday party at my house, and it was like a crab theme. It was so cute. As you could probably tell, my favorite color is purple. My room is actually a dark purple. I'm not sure if you can see it. I think it's pretty obvious that's my favorite color, and that's why I decided to do a purple look today. My favorite food is pasta. I love pasta. I love seafood. I would consider myself a foodie. I absolutely love food. I will eat just about anything. Maybe not like crazy exotic things. Speaking of, I have tried escargot, and that was actually really good. The way that they made it was like in some type of pesto sauce, and I absolutely loved it. I did try it in France, and then I'll get into that a little bit more too. I did actually live in France for 3 months in 2019. Well, the reason that I lived in France for 3 months is actually because I did an internship out there in the south of France. I actually went to school to become a chef. I do have my associates in culinary arts, and I've always wanted to be a chef as long as I could remember. I used to watch Rachel Ray back in the day as a kid. Instead of watching cartoons, I would literally watch Rachel Ray as an 8-year-old. So my experience in culinary school, I did enjoy it, but it was really different from what I thought it was going to be like. I actually have had surgery on my left hand. I have a cut right here, like right on my palm. So long story short, I cut myself with a fillet knife. That day I was learning how to fillet fish, and I loved it. I feel like that's what I did in school that I was super good at, was like filleting fish, cooking fish. I love seafood. I love sushi. I remember during that time, because I got injured, I did have to wait to get an appointment to get surgery because it was that bad. I ended up hitting a nerve, and they had to obviously do surgery to fix it, but that was gonna take a month before I can get surgery. So essentially I kind of had to choose if I wanted to stop going to school at the time. I was a junior, and I had one month left before the semester was over, and then obviously I was gonna head over into my senior year. And pretty much they told me, if you want to take a break and stop like where you're at now. You're gonna have to restart the whole course. And I was like, why would I want to restart the whole course? I had already finished like 3 months worth of school. And I had to make a decision. I'm like, do I take a break? Obviously I'm injured. Or do I push through and get it done? You know what I mean? I'm not the type of person that likes to waste time. As cliche as it sounds, life is very short. So I feel like I have no time to waste. And I decided just to push through. And thankfully my classmates did help me with certain things that I needed. For example, if I needed help opening a jar, they would help me. But I wouldn't ask for help unless I tried to do it myself first. So I feel like I definitely learned how to be strong. It really tested me, and I feel like I learned that I can do anything on my own as long as I put my mind to it. Which brings me to my next point. I have struggled with anxiety and depression ever since I was 15 years old. My grandma, my mom's mom, passed away when I was in high school, and her and I were extremely close. I was closer to her than I was with my own mom, only because not only Hispanics go through this, but a lot of people that have kids, because keep in mind, like I said, my mom had me young. She was 19. My parents are still together, but both of them worked. So my mom had to sacrifice and work to be able to provide, for me and to give me a good life. So I was always with my grandma. Anywhere she went, I was literally right next to her. If she wanted to watch her novelas, I would watch it with her. This is a little funny story. If you guys know the novela Rebelde, I personally was never into that novela. That wasn't really my thing. But I would watch it with my grandma because that was kind of our bonding time. I loved watching novelas with her. But I remember asking her one day randomly, I was like, why do you like watching this novela? Me as a young kid, I didn't like it. So in my head, I'm like, why does she like watching it? She goes, I like it because it makes me feel young. It was the cutest thing ever. And I still remember that to this day. But yeah, basically the first time I went through depression was after my grandpa passed away. It was really hard for me. That was the first time I ever lost someone so close to me. I was depressed for about 3 months, to the point where I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't be able to sleep. It was just a really, really hard time, and it took a toll on me for sure. But thankfully I got out of that. I grew stronger. But I did notice I started struggling a lot with anxiety even after I came out of my depression. I still struggle with anxiety to this day, but thankfully I've kind of learned how to control it better. So for those of you that may be struggling for any reason, just please remember that you can get through it. Try to do things that make you happy. Talk to people around you. If you have anxiety, learn how to do breathing exercises. I did go through a second depression episode. I'm sorry to get super deep, but I just wanted to share this with you guys. For those of you that may have struggled before or may be struggling now, I just want to be able to help encourage you to take care of yourself. But the second time I went through depression, it was shortly after I had my hand surgery. I took a semester off in school. I did finish my junior semester, so I just took it off to rest and recover before my senior year. And at this time, I didn't really hang out with anybody. I don't know, something. To this day, I don't know what triggered helps me more than I even realized. So this brings me to my next point. I just hope you guys know that you guys can get through anything. You're stronger than you think, and I promise things will get better. I understand everyone's situation's different, but believe me, if you're dealing with this now, I hope that you know that you will get out of it. And just stay close to one people that truly love and care about you. The whole point I brought this up as well is because I feel like ASMR, as many of you know, ASMR is supposed to help promote relaxation. It's supposed to help you kind of, sleep better and things like that. And I feel like a lot of people that don't listen to ASMR, like, I don't want to call them haters, but the haters. And I'm only talking about the people that genuinely don't like it, but they're negative about it. You know what I mean? Those people maybe just don't understand that it actually helps people. And it's fine. Like, not everyone has to love ASMR. That's totally fine. But I feel like those that do love it, you guys know why it's good for us, like why it's good for you. I actually started listening to ASMR like heavily last year in May. And I remember I would listen to it, and then eventually I'll listen to it right before bed, obviously with my headphones. So if you're not listening to this with your headphones, put them on. What are you doing? But yeah, like I would fall asleep. I had the best sleep of my life just by listening to ASMR. I've always known what it was. I guess I just never really gave it a chance. But now that once I started listening to it and I found that I really enjoyed it, I started watching it on TikTok. I started watching different ASMR artists. If you guys want to know any of my favorite ASMR artists, let me know in the comments. But I started listening to it, started getting into it. I actually have been content creating for 3 years now. I started on Instagram. Although I don't post as much on Instagram now because I am more active on TikTok. I started back in 2020, the summer of 2020 in August. I've always kind of wanted to be a vlogger. I've always wanted to be like a YouTuber, but I was always nervous to do it. But then one day I was just like, you know what, let me try it. So I did. I tried it on Instagram. It was really, really hard. Then eventually TikTok became big in 2020. Although I didn't really start actively posting on TikTok until 2021. I actually had a makeup page that I started on. And same thing, I would post there all the time. It was extremely challenging. I still feel like I'm a pretty small creator, but I'm trying, I'm learning, I'm working hard to do this full time. I just now recently feel like I've been seeing progress from my hard work. I just remember one day I was like, I love ASMR. I already do, content creation. So I remember thinking to myself, I should start doing ASMR. Maybe I should test it out, see how I like it. So what I started doing was I made one video, and it's actually, I think it's my very first video I posted on my TikTok page. So if you guys want to go look for it, I did a video and I thought it was so fun. I thought to myself, maybe I should create an ASMR TikTok. So that's what I did. I still had my makeup page. I was planning on actively doing both of them to grow simultaneously. But that kind of didn't work out. I ended up just focusing more on my ASMR. And I'm glad that I did. It's very rewarding. I love the interaction on TikTok Live. So if you guys follow me on TikTok, please follow me on TikTok if you're enjoying my content. Make sure to join my lives. I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I do Get Ready With Me lives in the daytime. I also do else. And every so often I go live at night. The reason why I don't go live at night all the time is because I do have a job and I work super early. I work at 5 a.m. because I'm a barista. So all I really do mainly is stay lives. I also love that I found a way to bring ASMR and makeup together. Those are my two loves. Although I focus a little bit more on the makeup aspect, I do also like to do some like regular traditional ASMR triggers and things like that. I feel like I kind of want to do it all. But yeah, so like I said, when I had my makeup page, it was taking me a long time to grow, but I feel like now, thankfully, I'm starting to see progress on my TikTok, and it feels so rewarding just knowing that I started 3 years ago. I may not have started with ASMR. I truly enjoy this, and I really hope that you guys enjoy my content. And I just want to say thank you guys for being here. If you've gotten this far in the video, I truly appreciate you. And like I mentioned, I do have a job, so it's a lot, but I like that I'm able to balance it. So I work early in the morning and then I come home, I prepare for lives. I'll literally come home from work, eat, take a shower, whatever I gotta do, and then I go straight into my lives. And even after I go live, most of the time I film videos. And I feel like when you really want something and you really enjoy something and want your dreams to come true, you just need to work hard for it. Although I went to school to become a chef, maybe I'll do something with that someday. But as of right now, I want to put my all into this. A few more like facts about me. I have 9 tattoos. I'm starting to lose track. They're dainty small tattoos. I don't have like huge pieces. I'm not sure if I am gonna do huge pieces someday. If you guys are curious to see what tattoos I have, let me know in the comments. Oh, I do have a boyfriend. I have been with him for 5 years now. This is actually my longest relationship. We met at Coachella. At Coachella, yes, of all places, we met at Coachella. So I have been at Coachella. I went to Coachella in 2017, 2018, that's the year I met him. I went to Coachella 2022 because there wasn't one 20 or 21. And this year, and I plan to go next year. I'm super excited. Let me know if you guys go to Coachella because I love it. But yeah, so it probably sounds more romantic than it kind of was, I guess. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with Coachella, there is this thing called car camping. So you literally set up a campsite and you're camping like out of your car. It's actually a lot of fun. There are of course some downsides to it, but there's also some good things about it. But anyways, so I was at the campsite with my aunt, and my boyfriend came over and he was with his friend and they were talking to my aunt and I. So it was a conversation between all 4 of us until at some point it became a conversation with just him and I. So yeah, we were just talking and everything. We were gonna all meet up and watch an artist, but it didn't end up happening. So I did say hi to him like here and there when we would see each other at the campsite. But eventually, after Coachella was over, he ended up DMing me and following me on Instagram, and then that's how we started kind of talking. Keep in mind, when I met him, I had been single for about a year. I was actually going through depression at the time, so yeah, I was definitely not looking for a boyfriend, I'll tell you that much. But slowly but surely we started to get to know each other. We went on a date, we would text all the time. Eventually I started falling for him, and I did tell him in the beginning what I was going through. I was kind of scared or nervous that I would scare him off, but he actually was very supportive of it, and he actually helped me get through my depression. I would go out more, would hang out with him, and thankfully to this day I have been good was in school, I had a really close friend. Since day one, he wanted to go to France for an internship, and I always thought it would be cool in theory, but I'm the type of person that is afraid to be on my own. One, I had never flown on an airplane. Two, I've never been on my own ever in my life, and my boyfriend really had encouraged me to chase my dreams, and if all else fails, at least I had that experience, and you know, I was able to get a trip out of it, and I really did learn a lot from going to France, not only in the kitchen, but I learned that I am able to take care of myself. I know, how to be responsible, more responsible now. At the time, I was 24 years old, and I ended up going on a 10-hour flight to France, which is freaking crazy to think about. And it was the worst flight of my life. To this day, I am petrified of flying. I think it's the turbulence, okay? I don't like things that shake. I hate earthquakes. I hate the drops, like, when it has to level out, what I'm talking about. I hate it so much. Thankfully, when I did come back from France, I had way better, like a way smoother flight. And I was like, man, why can't all my flights be like this? If all the flights were consistent like that, I'd be chilling. I wouldn't be nervous to fly. But yeah, he has helped me through a lot. He is a little bit older than me. He's 20. I'm sorry, 20. He is 2.5 years older than me. His name is Johnny, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, I mean, I still think about France to this day. It's always gonna have a special place in my heart. Like I said, I lived in France, in the south of France, for 3 months, and then the very last week, I ended up going, like, my mom, my brother, and him met me in Paris, so I ended up going to Paris for a week, and it was nice. We went to Disneyland Paris, so I live near the original Disneyland, since I live near Anaheim, so I've been to that one, Disneyland Paris. But tell me why I've never been to Walt Disney World. How did I go to Paris first before Walt Disney World? Which, by the way, I really want to do one day. I'm a huge Disney fan. I do have a Mickey tattoo, by the way, on my wrist. It looks like it's upside down, but it's not. My favorite princess is Belle, and my favorite, like, OG character is Goofy. I definitely feel like I got the travel bug from going to France. I've actually been to Seattle as well. I loved Seattle. It kind of reminded me of San Francisco in a way. It's really, really nice. I liked the weather. I actually was considering maybe moving to Seattle one day, but then I don't think I can handle, it raining all the time. I don't think I can handle it being gloomy and rainy. So I don't think that would happen, but I would definitely love to go back and visit. I do want to visit more states. I've only been to Nevada, and I've only been to Washington, and then France. My next trip, I'm hoping, might be to Colorado. I did mention work earlier. I work at a hotel. We serve Starbucks. We are licensed by them, so I make the Starbucks drinks, and I absolutely love it. If you guys follow my TikTok, I do post different recipes and drinks. If you guys want to try any of them, I am trying to post more at home coffee recipes as well. So if you guys want more of those videos, let me know in the comments. I also am a server at work, and I absolutely hate it. I work 5 days out of the week, and I only work 1 day as a server, and it's not my favorite, but I manage. I gotta do what I gotta do. As far as makeup brands, my favorite makeup brands, I love Rare Beauty, because I love Selena Gomez. I also love Elf Cosmetics. I love Essence, NYX, and Juvia's Place. I really love all of those. Also, as you guys can see, these lashes, these are for my Oni. If you guys are not familiar with them, they sell them at the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store. They also have their own websites, and these are super affordable, like literally inexpensive. I pay like $1.25 for these lashes, and I reuse them all the time. As far as music, my favorite singer and artist is Lana Del Rey. I've been listening to her since 2012, so since I was a freshman in college, which is crazy. I was 18 at the time. I've been listening to her ever since. I've seen her live about 3 or 4 times. I've never seen her in the pit though. One day I will see her in the pit. One day I will meet her. You guys have no idea how many times I have waited for her after her show. A lot of her fans wait for her after her shows because she does come out and meet them. I have had no luck. 0 luck. The fact that I am not met her yet makes me so sad. That's one of my goals in life, is definitely to meet her, because she looks like a sweetheart. She seems really genuine. She has the voice of a freaking angel. She literally speaks to my soul. It's so like, it sounds like an exaggeration, but if you have your favorite artist, you already know. I literally have her poetry book, and I own all of her albums. It's kind of funny. So my old car that I had a CD player, and I would always listen to her music on a CD player, and I have every single album in the CD form. Obviously now I listen to like Apple, like iTunes, things like that, but at this point I've been collecting them. Also, the type of music that I love electronic music. My favorites, I guess, electronic duo is Odessa. If you guys know who they are, I've seen them live a few times as well. I love reggaeton. I love Bad Bunny. I saw him last year in San Diego, and he thought it was an amazing show. I'm not a huge corridos tumbados type of fan, but I have been into Peso Pluma lately. I don't know what it is about him. I don't know how he sucked me in, because I don't like that kind of music typically. I also love Kali Uchis. I do love Rosalia. Who else? I feel like I like a lot of indie music too. I like Tame Impala. Maybe they're considered indie. I love Rihanna. One of my favorite songs of all time is by The Verve. It's called Bittersweet Symphony. I love action movies. I love romantic comedies. I love like just anything other than scary movies, really. Oh, especially gory movies are the worst. I do have a pet dog. His name is Cairo, and he is half German Shepherd and half Husky. Although he does look more like a German Shepherd than a Husky. He is the sweetest thing. He will be 2 in December. I love him so much. I would love for you guys to leave a few fun facts about yourself in the comments. That way we can get to know each other a little bit better. So I wanted to say thank you guys so